What is going on, y'all? Hoping that you're having yourself a absolutely fantastic evening. Welcome back. If you don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Quez. I like to play video games. I like technology a lot. And, well, I'm going to be streaming for a while. A long while. And one of the ways that I think I will allow myself to do that is by constantly looking for new ideas, being innovative, experimenting, and just being willing to try out anything new. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what tonight's show is all about. I'll provide some context in a little bit, but you may have read by the title, New Streaming Ideas. Or at least I think that's what the title was. My case in point is the following. And this is actually something I should have handled this accordingly, but fuck it. I think I could just start recording. Alright, whatever. We're going to record as we do this anyway. So, again, as you might have seen by the name of the title, we are going to be looking into some new streaming ideas, trying to go not necessarily against the grain or do anything ridiculously outside of the norm, just something different. So, to provide some context as to why I'm thinking this, so I mentioned on my YouTube, on my Instagram story, that, or at least for most folks that have been following now, I would say I've been streaming now for about a year and 2 months. So not crazy long, but man, you know, I've done my first year. I've absolutely have observed a lot in the industry, have learned a tremendous lot from the community, the wonderful individuals that come into the stream, drop some knowledge, and then of course a lot of the giants in the industry that are constantly putting people on and sharing some of their success stories as well as their failures. And one of the things that is consistently spoken about is well, and I feel like this is true for many things, but the ability to play to your strengths. Now, that is not to say that you can't try and do these things, like do things that you're scared of, or things that I don't know, right? Like maybe trying to do a whole stream in a different language. I've done that before, and it's been pretty fun, and I still do it every now and then. Definitely not as often as I should, but I do it, right? What I do mean by trying to actually find those strengths and then play to it is recognizing and having the self-awareness of yourself and being able to say, okay, I happen to do really well in X, Y, and Z categories or attributes, right? These are certain attributes that I have. How is it that I could utilize, or rather leverage those attributes that I have and allow it to maybe have some sort of return for me, whether that be in the form of some additional viewership, some more engagement from folks like yourself. One of the things that's always been interesting to me is even when I have viewers in the stream, sometimes not everybody comes in chats, and I'm trying to figure out ways of creating an environment that makes you feel a lot more comfortable about where you are and who it is that you're talking to. Not that I'm anyone special, I'm really not, and I'm special to myself, you know, but like I'm nobody crazy. So how is it that I can create an environment to make you feel totally comfortable to leave a message here and say hi, right? Say what's up, ask me about my day, where I get the opportunity to ask you about yours. Because again, most of the time I don't know who's in my, not most of the time, I have no idea who's in my streams at any given time of the day. Yo, what's up, Alex? Dímelo, que vuelta hacer. Dímelo aquí, papi, en la Yuma. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having yourself a good night. But like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Alex. You know, he comes through and says what's up. How do I continue to create that? And one of the ways, three of the ways that I want to do that is by looking at three big pillars, I guess, that you could say that I have. And we're basically gonna run through this together. I will be writing everything down on my handy dandy iPad here, because I like being able to write shit down. So they got bad news for you, bro. Shit, what happened? Talk to me. Bro, you want to fight your coach. Say it ain't so. God damn. While Alex writes his message about some bad news, which I'm sorry to hear about, man. I was talking about these 3 pillars or areas of strength that I feel like I have. And I want to try and leverage them to make me a better streamer and also allow me to make some better content. So one of the areas that I feel like I excel in is in my communication. So, shit, man. So, areas of strength. We're going to underline that. Great. So we remember we grind all night for the pistol. They got nerfed and they are trash now. No, yeah, I figured that much. I figured that was going to be the case. You know what's wild? What I learned about our experience in just going and playing Modern Warfare, like on the multiplayer, we didn't even have to do that. Apparently, if you jump into Plunder and then you just do contracts, you get like 6 times the amount of experience that you get versus what you would have if you just played multiplayer a lot. So for future reference, if a new weapon drops and you want to get all the attachments for it, don't waste your time in multiplayer. Hop into Plunder, do contracts. That shit will get you a lot of cash and a lot of experience very quickly. But yes, I did hear that they're trash now, and I hope that they said that they were a meta for no reason. You know, like there was no reason for those guns to be as like wildly crazy as they were. Today I played a little earlier today with Stevie. We were running. I was running Kilo Mac 10, and I was really enjoying that. Okay, back to the show. So, areas of strength. One of my biggest areas of strength is in communication. I learned a lot due to my day job, and we just stayed up all night for no reason. Bro, it wasn't for no reason. We stayed up all night, we made memories, we murked motherfuckers, and we had fun, and we looked damn good doing it. You know? It's an experience. You gotta think about it that way. Communication. So one of the amazing things that I was able to get out of my day job is an extensive amount of training, and that training was put into us to make us, I guess one could argue, some of the best versions of ourselves. I don't think everybody had the same experience that I did. I tried to get as much out of it as I could. I interacted with as many people as I could, but during my time there, I met a gentleman. His name was Faradun. I will not share his last name, but Faradun, arguably one of the most impactful individuals I ever met. He's a humble man, a little older, but young at heart. You know, that's the one thing I absolutely admire about him. He taught me a lot, whether or not he knows it. He taught me a lot about how it is that how to leverage the art of communication, how to listen, how to really listen to somebody and find the details in the things that they ask, how to be the person who asks questions that provides very thoughtful answers, hence why there's such a thing as a thoughtful question. And I really admired that about him. I admired how gracefully he taught and how his passing of knowledge came in a manner that was just unmistakable. It was inevitable that I was going to learn from him. It's powerful for someone to have that kind of ability to teach. I learned an absolute large deal about communication styles, types of people. We ran these tests called the DISC standard. And what it does is that it categorizes you into one of these 4 groups. I can't remember the exact. I think D was dominant. I was like I was like introspective or some shit. S was. We can just find this. We can find this right now. Actually, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm just not. My setup is not comfortable for me to operate in where the mic is. Where like see this, like I have to hit the mic in order for that to happen. Then it comes in. Man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna do a revamp of my setup because it's just not optimized. Anyway, so again, communication is a really strong area of mine, and I always seek to understand. I always seek to want to know what it is that the other person is thinking, and not just know what they're thinking, but also be certain that I understood it well, because that's the other part of the equation. Some folks are able to send a message, and it's not always the case of after that message being sent that it's received successfully. So being on the opposite side of after listening to what you've said, now that I've heard it, internalized it, I want to make sure that I understood it correctly. That too is an asset of mine that I would say. So under that, I would say we got understanding others, asking questions. I love to ask questions. I told my ex all the time, and I mean, like I don't mean to like bring up my ex like that, but like one of the things that I tried to like drill into her head was life. That my favorite thing about life is about asking good questions, asking thought-provoking questions. The best questions, my favorite answer to a question that I ever will get, and I love these days, is when I ask somebody something and then they say, I didn't think about that. And that right there, that is an example of something like you introduced somebody's mind to something that was not relevant, that was not in there prior to you engaging them. So asking questions is an absolute huge thing that you should be doing very often, and that's something that I think I'm really good at and I want to leverage more. Adam, what's up, Bobby? How you doing? Worried that I wasn't gonna hop on tonight. I too was worried, but thankfully I was able to make it around to the streaming super center that we have here. I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting and a lot of thinking about how I can do new things and how to shake up my streaming experience as well as the viewing experience for individuals coming on. And that's kind of what we're discussing right now. We're just looking into what I'm kind of sharing with y'all what I feel my areas of strength are, and we're gonna kind of talk together and see if maybe we can come up with something new. Good. I'm happy to see you here, man. Hey, bro. That's likewise. I'm also happy to see you. Hey, Stevie pulling up in the cut, man. He took a break from watching those that Ethereum market price point to come and say hi. Speaking of which, I saw it did the 2056, currently sitting at 2074, brother. Not bad. Not 2071. Not bad at all right now. Okay, great. So communication, understanding others, asking questions, and then listening. I feel like despite my hearing loss, I do feel like I'm pretty good at that. So long as I hear it. Hashtag Stevie, I didn't hear your comm in the Superstore. Sorry. It was too loud. The plane was too fucking loud. All right, great. So communication is 1. 2, I also feel like another area where I do well is by leveraging my personality and my ability to be in front of an audience. I've never felt shy. That's not true. I have felt shy. Adam, I like what you're saying, right? Like, you're sociable and you get along with people easily, and I will agree with that. I think I had an old manager refer to me as a social butterfly for a very long time, and while that is true, I am a social butterfly. I recently have tweaked that to become more of a social tiger. So not only will I hop from flower to flower, like I'm still a social butterfly, but I'm also a social tiger in the sense that if there's a specific person that I want to interact with, I will make it happen. I will. I don't know how, but that thing will become a reality. I will somehow get an interaction with them, and I think for the most part, in the not just in like not so much in the act of making it of interacting with them will I have something, but I think once that interaction is occurring, then people are able to see, oh man, like this guy's something, you know. I'm not saying I'm great, but I'm something. So I was gonna say communication or sociable, but like here, how about this? The word I thought of was charismatic. I think I'm very charismatic, but we're gonna also write sociable. And then the other word that I thought of was a showman, right? I love to put on a show. I think that's the best thing in the world. I'm gonna buy a mouse and keyboard, but I have a USB microphone and I don't know where to plug it at. For your PlayStation, you should be able to just plug it into your USB port and then should be able to work that way. But again, like I told you earlier, man, I don't know if PlayStation requires you to have specific. I don't know if it requires you to have specific like PlayStation native hardware in order for it to work. So if you do have a USB condenser mic and it'll work, then like more power to you, but I'm not certain that it will. This man said don't put FIFA as a strength, as if I haven't murdered him in FIFA for like 2.5 years back to back, non-stop, every single game. Son, I got the receipts at Boardwalk. I got the receipts at U-House. They're there. We got that. Hey, and if you want to run it again, let me know, son. Let me know, son. I'll be on that. All right, so charismatic, sociable, and a showman, right? I love being around people. I love being alone too. Don't get me wrong. Like I really do like my alone time. But for the most part, I think the best parts of me come out when I'm around others. Or at least interacting with others, even if it's like on a digital landscape like this, right? Like I you guys can see me, you know, and I was gonna say I like being seen. I don't know if that's true. I think it's more of like I like putting myself out there. And then if someone happens to see me, great. And if they don't, I also don't give a fuck. But if they do, then great. So you guys are seeing me and that's great. So love being in front of others. Interactions. Creating moments. That's really what I would say. I think that's like my favorite thing in the world. Creating memories and moments that I can look back on. Memories and moments. Memories and moments. Things that are memorable, you know? A good idea for a stream is to do like a real life stream, like an IRL stream. You know, I've thought of it. I've absolutely thought of it. I have everything I need to make that happen. I just don't leave. That's my only thing. I don't leave my house all that often. If I do leave, it's because like I'm doing an errand or I'm taking like maybe I'm grabbing lunch somewhere. Like at the most that's what I do. But like it's kind of wild. I am as homebody gets because I love being in my home. It's peaceful. It's quiet. There's nobody fucking yelling at you. Nobody telling you shit. You know, you mind your own business and that's it. You get to do you, son. Shit. I mean, but then you know, but then you're not out there being in front of others. So like again, that's what I mean by that sense of like love being in front of people, but I don't mind being alone either, kind of shit. So the next time you go exploring the beach or on vacation or something, backpack and take a day kind of deal. Okay, true. You know, like I wouldn't call it a vacation a vacation stream, right? It would just be more of like on Instagram, like how people do like on Instagram live, and then folks come and watch and do that shit. I would do something like that. That's probably something I could start leveraging a little bit more. Definitely not often, but once every couple of months or whenever you hit a milestone, I feel like that's more personable. That's more personable whenever you hit a milestone, huh? Shit. I like that. IRL streams after achieving some sort of milestone. Like you give us an IRL stream of your setup, or maybe like an IRL stream of me like building the setup as it's happening. Maybe that would be boring. Or your crib, the place you work out, maybe a gym workout or something. True, you know, I like that, yeah. So we could do like setup guides or some shit. We could do gym workouts. See, I would do like just like fun shit. I think like people would want to be like, holy fuck, that's awesome. I appreciate you banging the ideas out, homie, for real. All right, so again, strength so far is communication, charismatic, and then I would say my last strength, and I wouldn't even say this is a strength per se. I pray for a world where this is a norm, where this is how people are, because not everyone is like this. It's a sad reality that has to be faced. So it's like it's why it's a strength, but also at the same time why I don't consider it one. But I'm genuine. I'm real. I'm real as get. I'm as real as real will ever get. Genuine. And I don't say real AF in the sense of like, oh, that's right, you know, you're looking at the one and only, forget about it. I'm saying more in the light of when I say something, when I ask you something, my question of how is your day going for me reaches a lot further than just making small talk. And the reason behind that is my parents for a long time have told me that que tú eres bien noble. And noble in Spanish is not like noble in English. It's like to say that you have like a big heart, you know? And I know I do. I can tap into my emotions for real. I can feel it. Skull Blinker, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having yourself a good evening. I was saying, I know for a fact that I'm able to channel my emotions and really feel. I process my emotions a lot. I really think about it, and as a result, that's why I have very little fear or care about how people interpret me or see me whenever I interact with them, because I know at the end of the day, this is me. I'm showing you who I am, and that's something that is never going to change. I'm genuine. And oftentimes, I actually had a coworker once who it was hilarious. Not to say he was talking shit, but when we first met and I first shook his hand, this is like literally as when we all started back in our training days. I'm not gonna share his name, but when we met, like I was me, you know. I was talking to him and just trying to get to know him. You know, where you from? What have you been doing before? Oh, you living here? And great, okay. And sure, while to some degree it might be some relative small talk, but I mean, it's also like the very first interaction. So kind of how do you want to ask somebody about what their deepest, darkest fears are in the first time you talk to them? Probably not, you know. But later, like months later, he comes up to me, or not even, like he was sitting at a bar, and the only open seat was right next to him, so I sat next to him. And mind you, it's not to say that I don't like this guy or anything, but I kind of always had this feeling that he didn't necessarily like me. And again, I'm not gonna go out of my way to like put myself in any position where I have to deal with like that weird ass energy. It's fine, you know, like I didn't lose any sleep over it up until that point, and I wasn't going to anytime after that. But I could tell he didn't like me, whatever. It was, the seat was there, so I went and I sat down. Great. And nights passing by, and you know, I would say maybe like 10 or 15 minutes into like our kind of interaction there, he says to me, he goes, you know, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first met you, I didn't like you. And I looked at him and I was like, you know, I'm not surprised. You definitely didn't do a very good job of keeping that a secret by any means. But I also didn't really sweat it, because I'll be honest with you, man, I don't necessarily like you all that much either. And then he laughed. Because again, I'm just being real what it is, you know. But he said something to me after, and it was weird. I tweeted about it, and I'll find that tweet and I'll share it after the stream just so you guys can see it. But he says to me, I didn't believe you. I didn't believe that you were like genuine. It all seemed fake. It all seemed like you're just doing it to be a nice guy, but you don't really give a shit about anybody. And this is his words, you know, like he goes, but I wanted to be honest with you and tell you that I was wrong. You are a genuinely good person. You are a really nice person, and you do consider the feelings and the thoughts of others, and that's a great thing about you. And I'm sorry for getting it wrong. I'll never forget that. We were in New York. That was in White Plains, New York, when he told me that, sitting at a bar. Probably one of the last interactions I had with him since then, but because I haven't spoken to him since. But again, it's crazy. I'll never forget like tweeting about it right after, where I said it. It was hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that being genuine nowadays is so fucking rare. It's so uncommon that people will like gracefully write you off as being anything else, as it being fake, as opposed to like letting it, like feeling that it's real. So I would say that's another strength that I have, is like I've learned since then. I've learned from my interactions with him, and not to say what I did wrong, but you know, going back to our strength number one, communication, figuring out where my message didn't get received properly. And as a result, I now feel strong now more than ever, that when you do take a second to just listen, not even listen, if I'm physically around you, you know what the fuck it is. My energy, dog, I've been on some shit lately where I know my energy is around me, and I know that when I'm around other individuals that they feel it. And it's gotten to a point where it rings deep for me now, that sense of spirituality, that sense of that middle world between the physical and I guess the spiritual world, right? And like how I find myself operating in between both of them, because I send it out there. I do put my energy out somewhere. And earlier I mentioned about being a social butterfly versus a social tiger, and a way that I engage my prey, right, when I'm a social tiger, is that I wouldn't even know how to explain it to y'all, but if I want to talk to somebody way over there who I have no connection to that person in any way, shape, or form, they don't know me, but I want to talk to them, I'm able to manifest that. I can create that. And then because I thought of it and because I want it to be a reality, the moment that the opportunity comes up, I quickly recognize and jump on it, and then boom, now the interaction that I was just craving a few minutes ago is now manifested. So I think there's power again in having a conversation with yourself and having some sense of self-awareness, recognizing who you are, and maybe even doing little things like this where you just write down the things you feel like you're strong at. And before you go off and say, man, there's nothing that I'm good at because I don't know what I'm good at. Shut up, okay? Sorry, I didn't mean to tell you to shut up. Breathe. Relax. Not to say you have to be like good at anything specific. Just tell me what you like about yourself. I think I have really good fucking hair. Shit, all right. Probably got more. That's more hair than all the bald people in the world. That's a strength. I think I can dance pretty good. It's another strength. You can, impress them with your moves, right? I think I can. I'm a crazy gym rat. Like, okay, great. You're stronger than 95% of the world. Then that's wonderful. Like, my case in point is don't be so quick to limit yourself. People are more marvelous and gifted with superpowers than you might recognize at first glance, and that also goes for you, buddy boy. So don't get it confused. All right, so now let's talk some ideas. Okay, now that we've discovered a few of our strengths here, I want to start looking into what it is that I could do. What is it? What are some ideas that make sense for an individual who has excellent communication skills, who is charismatic and sociable, and comes across as a genuine individual in each interaction that he or she has? And I'll be honest, I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking, but one of the things that I've been thinking about is potentially setting up an interview series. And in that interview series, so let's just call this idea 1. Idea number 1. Boom. We'll call this an interview series. And my thinking behind this interview series is that I would invite individuals that I'm interested in knowing. I'd provide an extensive amount of questions. Extensive and thought-provoking questions. Cause that to me is what's important. I think more than anything, I've always loved being interviewed. I love when people ask me questions, and it's hilarious because all my friends, around the world are shaking their head at me and laughing because I know that they all think, not that I'll think, but one of the things that people drag me on is that I talk a lot. I don't give a shit, okay? I talk a lot because I got a lot to say. There's things that live up here. I'm not saying it's the best, but they live up there, and sometimes I feel like sharing it. I love being interviewed, but I also feel like I can do really well being on the other side in terms of feeding feeding a discussion. So asking a question of an individual who I know used to be a photographer and going in there and saying, what were some, maybe something that they don't even expect. What are your thoughts on, shooting portrait versus landscape? That's really not a thought-provoking question. But the idea is that maybe they weren't expecting it, and if I was able to think about something deep enough, I'd be able to get something really interesting out of that individual. So providing extensive and thought-provoking questions. Alex, yo, Quez, I'm sorry I wasn't here for too long. Gotta wake up at 7 for practice. Good night. Have a good stream, brother. I appreciate you coming through and hanging out with me as always. It's a really great time. Thank you very much for your energy tonight. I know you're gonna go out there and kick ass tomorrow. By the way, if you ever want some inspiration, I see that stock in the background. That stock? I don't know. I'm not sure what you're looking at, bro. That's my bag right there, and then that's my trombone. Hey, yo, but what's up, James? How you doing? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I've been watching Ethereum as it's going up and down. Yeah, good eye. But yeah, Alex, again, man, thank you so much for coming out. Go out there and kick ass. I was gonna say, if you are looking for inspiration, he's not my favorite soccer player of all, like at all, but he's a great soccer player, and one of the things I admire him for is his tenacity and his drive when he trains. Cristiano Ronaldo always talks about being the hardest worker on the pitch during practice. And I'm telling you, man, that shit is true. If you really want to be good at something, it's a matter of putting in the work, putting in the time, and more than anything else, putting in the effort. You know, you want to rise and stand head and shoulders above the rest. So get out there, get some rest, and have yourself a good night, bro. Thank you very much for coming through. But James telling me that Dogecoin is crazy, bro. It is, but I feel some kind of way about Dogecoin. You know, like does it have potential to be something? For sure, 100%. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I appreciate you, homeboy. Does Dogecoin have the potential to be something? Sure. Do I think it's real? I don't know. My problem with it is twofold. The first part has an ironic twist to it, but it's twofold. Number one, it was made as a meme. It was made as a joke to make fun of cryptocurrencies, and as a result has then become a cryptocurrency. People are buying into it and believe that it will do something, that it has some sort of utility, and that it's able to achieve something. It's able to transact. It's able to utilize smart contracts. That it can do something, and it can. At least so, as far as I've seen, no one has had any discussions on what applications for Dogecoin look like. So I don't know, right? That's number one, my first problem. And then number two, you can mine an unlimited amount of Dogecoin. It's not like Bitcoin, where once the last Bitcoin is mined, it's done. That's it. All the Bitcoin that will ever exist is out in the world, and then that's when the value is really gonna go up. You know, you think it's up now, you think it's high now, man. Wait till you see. But Dogecoin is just one of those things of people are investing in it and they're making crazy amount of money. I'm definitely not taking away from the returns that people have gotten, but it is such a crazy risk to say, like, let's just say you put $1,000 into Dogecoin, and then it pops from 1 cent each to 40 cents each. And then, maybe you're smart enough to like cash out right there and just call it a day and wait for shit to drop again. But let's say in a future where it is worth $20 a coin, if the folks who own Dogecoin want to mint more coins, they can. And then the moment that they do, and that shit or whatever, and then that shit is available to the public, the folks who are banking on that coin being worth $20 a coin, their shit just instantly, unprovoked by anybody else, by what makes cryptocurrency what it is, which is basically a people's consensus, right? It instantly just drops to the ground. So now what you bought at 1 cent and is worth $20 now is worth nothing again. And all of a sudden you had this money that was supposed to come in and it's gone. That's crazy to me, man. I don't know. That shit is crazy for me. I don't feel like it will have enough behind to get that crazy. I agree with that. But the returns that my friends have gotten is insane. They got in real early. I hear it. I 100% hear it. I had an opportunity to get into Dogecoin when it was like at 0.0006 of a cent. like I got put onto that shit early on, but I just had a hard time seeing, like, again, realistically, I should have just bought it, because being the first to anything is always a good idea. But ultimately, I knew it probably wouldn't get anywhere. Even now, a part of me is still kind of considering, do I want to just spend $100 on it and have, you know, like 400 whatever Dogecoins in the event that it reaches $20 each? I could just hold it, you know. But I don't know. I'm thinking, I go back and forth between it. If that shit here, let's take a look. It's currently sitting at 38 cents. If for whatever reason, let me see, in the last few days, that shit is just, you guys probably can't even see it. In the last few days, right, the skyrocket has been absolutely crazy. There you go. And there's a huge spike. I mean, like, what was it, like 3 or 4 days ago? And it's now sitting at a comfortable 38 cents. But this is what I was referring to earlier about, like, how that shit can just be worth a whole lot and then be worth nothing. People that got into this before it actually ever hit any public market, fucking lights. There you go. People that got into it before it hit any market, they let's just say they bought a $1 each coin over here. It instantly went all the fuck way down. Like, look at this shit, bro. People owned it. It was valued at this before it hit the market, and then it instantly shot down. And then you're telling me that a few weeks later that happened? Come on, man. That's way too fucking unpredictable. Like, a straight line and then that. Like, no. That's as unpredictable as fuck. Scary. So, I don't know. But I digress. Had a couple friends drop 5K into it back at 0.006 and sold most for 0.4. That is a fucking come up, man. Shout out to your homeboys that made that move, because that is a fucking move. I do not use Robinhood. I use Binance. I mean, but I also use a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm on Binance. I'm on Coinbase, on Crypto.com. I usually try and go to whichever is gonna pay me, or charge me the least. But yeah, I love this world of crypto, man. Cryptocurrencies is a fucking wave. Shit is the future of everything. I got into Webull recently. True. Are you heavy into the stock game? I'm not like crazy heavy into stock market. I know a little bit about it, but I know enough to like have a conversation, but definitely it's not something I like genuinely am like passionate about. But I'm Team Fidelity personally. Yes, sir. I made a couple thousands on it. Yo, my bad, bro. We got a little dirt over here. My bad. A little dirt over there. Okay, shit. All right, man. Hey, when you taking me out to dinner, bro? I could go for a nice ribeye. A little surf and turf action. Bought in the TNA back when Corona hit, because that shit probably dipped like fucking crazy. And then just held on to it up until it got back on its feet, I'm guessing. Shit, I tweeted that. I tweeted, bro, like, if you had money when the stock market crashed last year in March, just like anything, literally just spend it on anything that you want and it'll go back up. Dropped to like $17 and held it to about $95 a share. 200 shares are 15K profit. Bro, I'm proud as fuck of you, man. That is incredible. That shit is incredible, homeboy. Good shit. See, 100 shares at $17 is gonna be $1,700. You spent that twice, so that's $3,400. And then you held that up until $95 a share and sold 200 of those at $95. God damn, long hold though. Yeah, but like realistically, it's not even that long. Like people consider long holds like 5, 10, 15 years. Like Amazon going public and then being what it is today. Like that's a long hold. That's a 20-something year hold. But dog, like you in a year, that's a come up as fuck. What are you doing with your money now? Are you putting it anywhere? Are you still reinvesting? You don't have to answer that if you don't want to, but I like to get an idea of how people use their money. I pretty much any money I've made off of my investments, I literally take 90% of the profit, 95% of the profit, and then I put it back into something else. Mostly back into other investments and bills and payments, 100%. Good man, bro. Good fucking man. Bro, I mean, it's like opportunity meets preparation, you know? You recognize that something was coming up, you had the money to put it into something, and decided to make the move. That's incredible. That is incredible. I really love to see it. See, like, even like just in this little interaction where I've been able to ask you questions and get like really cool answers back from you, even though it's like whatever, like a straightforward conversation, but I really want to tap into that. So Stream, I was saying that one of the ideas that I think I want to explore more is an interview series, right? So I would invite, so I mean, shit, this is pretty easy, you know, Discord. But I'll invite individuals to come into the stream. We'll have a chat. Like this would be like on Discord, and I would ask folks if they have a camera to use it. If they don't, it's fine. But the idea is that this is the kind of commentary that folks should be listening to. It gives me an opportunity to think about the individual that I would be interviewing, what kind of work they've done, and maybe even maybe get some insights into the work that they want to do moving forward. Right, so these extensive, very thought-provoking questions about themselves that I feel like maybe people in their audience don't really get exposed to. I'd love to be able to start doing that, and I think that's definitely idea number one and probably the strongest idea so far. You were always open like this back in high school. Open how? Like just open the conversation, or like are you trying to do a podcast and interview? I don't know. I think so. Open for convos, 100%, bro. 100%. I love talking to people, man. There's so much to learn. You know, by the way, side note to everybody who's watching here, a huge goal that I have is to learn at least 2 more languages. I'm currently learning Portuguese, but think about this, right? We get the opportunity to meet individuals, you know, let's just say here in the United States, right, where most folks speak English, or at least have some kind of English, and that's the people that you learn from, right? Just like in English. Imagine where you learn Spanish, Portuguese, French, whatever the fuck, any of these other languages, and then you can have conversations and learn from people around the world. Like so many more people, so many more brilliant minds and folks to just like be a sponge, you know? I don't know. That's the way to do it. Sponsor from Rosetta Stone. Ayo, listen. I need a quick email written up. All right, subject line: saving your business. Opener: hello, my name is Quez. Sponsor me and I'll save your business. Thank you very much. Christian Vasquez, send. Done. I'm just kidding. Could you imagine? So that's what I was thinking for idea number 1. I really like idea number 2, which Adam gave to us earlier tonight. Big shout out to Adam. Appreciate you coming through, brother. Idea number 2 is an IRL stream. And a lot of those could be things of like celebratory nature. God, yo. I used to be so good with my spelling, and like now sometimes I'm guessing what it looks like. Yeah, it looks right. Celebratory nature, milestones, or just general cool shit that I'm doing. I think that would definitely be entertaining. All right, bro. Come on. Let's erase that. Nice. Idea number 3? Question mark? I definitely have wanted to do a podcast of some sort. But me and the Code 5 gaming crew have we've been having some discussions, you know. We're thinking about what we want to do, what it is we want to get into. And, you know, I'm not saying nothing for sure, but conversations are being had. That's all I'm going to say. Great. Yeah, I think at the very least, 2 ideas are better than absolutely none, and 1 for sure is better than none. I think I'm gonna look a little bit further into the interview series and see what people like, you know, if folks would enjoy like a once a week kind of stream. The truth is, guys, I put a lot more than I could chew on my plate. I bite off a hell of a lot more than I could chew. Purposely. I do that on purpose because at some point I'm able to juggle it. But it's not to say that I'm doing everything absolutely well, because more often than not, I find myself having to pay a lot of attention to certain things over others. Stevie's like, wow, he finally admits it. Bro, listen, I never had a shame in admitting it. But like, Stevie knows, man. No one here in this stream, at least I don't know, because I don't think Anthony's here. But like, no one on this stream right now, I think, has known me longer than Stevie, has had the kind of conversations that I've had with Stevie, and is in my head. Like I don't think I get to talk to as many people the way I get to talk to Stevie. And the one thing that I know for a fact that he knows is that I am intentionally ambitious in the things that I want to do. If I have an interest in it, it's very hard for me to shake it. Like I want to learn about it. It is nuts to me that, again, I've never gotten into vlogs. I've never done any of that shit. But the moment that I literally got inspired by his name is Nadeshot. If you haven't had a chance to go look him up, he's probably one of my biggest inspirations right now, which is wild because I actually never really, you know, don't tell him I said this, but I never actually like cared for his career while he was a competitor, while he was playing professionally for Optic Gaming. It wasn't until he essentially branched away and created 100 Thieves and then documented the process that he went through in creating 100 Thieves, where that shit hit me. You know, that shit hit me and I was just like wow. My case in point is I started a vlog because I saw that he did it, and the way that it was kind of cultivating a lot of a community and then bringing individuals in, and I said, man, like, that's the exact thing that I'm looking to do. Might be a good idea for me to do so. And of course, literally, of course, as with all things, I went and got set up. I got myself, well, I mean, I had the camera already because by the way, I also once upon a time really wanted to get into photography, and I still do. I still take photos. I just don't edit it. I don't edit my photos and then I don't post them. Because, again, trying to go back full circle to what Stevie is saying that I finally admitted, I do a lot, man. I do a lot, and I want to do, it's crazy because I want to do so much more. You know, I want to try more shit. I want to be in more stuff. I want to talk to more people. I want to learn new things. And there just isn't enough hours in the day. I really like my job. My job is great, and it's arguably been, I would say it's probably been one of the biggest factors of my ability to do the things that I do. And I'll always be grateful for it. But I do think that if there's ever a day where they let me go or I decide to leave, I would 100% double down on myself. I would bet on myself every day of the week. And I would just try shit. And then if I go broke, I'll file for bankruptcy and I'll start from zero. Fuck it. It's the worst that could happen. To me, the worst that could happen is I die and I didn't leave a legacy. So I'm going to leave a legacy before I die. Preach. Can I get a preach up in the chat? Yes, sir. Oi, Mr. Gasson. My friend, how are you today? Brother, I am doing very good. Everybody in the chat, please say hello to my friend, Mr. Gasson. He is visiting us all the way from France. I think he said it's from Paris. I don't remember actually, but he is in France, and is a good friend of mine that I met watching him play Warzone. He does make content. He does also do GTA roleplay. Really funny guy. And if you want to learn some French, great place to stop by. Love him, love him, love him. Hey, yo, Stevie over here. Preach, amen, brother. You know what the fuck it is, homeboy. You know what it is. Come on now. Stevie, I love you, dog. I love you like crazy, man. I swear to God, I'm never going to stop loving you. I ain't never going to stop loving you, bitch. 2090, bro. Shit keeps going back up, and I don't want it to. Yeah, what we saying? Yo, 9 viewers, say what's up. Hey, yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome. You know, we're out here. We're doing our thing. We're making magic happen as usual. I'm over here pouring my heart out. I'm letting y'all know what it is. This you're seeing the real of the real. So therefore, if you're gonna see as real of a side as me that you're gonna get, I gotta know what's up with y'all. You know, tell me where you coming from. What games do you play? What are you into? Do you think my forehead is too big, too small? Could you cook an egg on it or not? I'd love to know. Man said no Jet Set. You know, I was gonna play some Jet Set Radio, but the truth is that it's already 11:30 at night, and I'm not sure if I should keep staying up. Yo, Adam with that wild shit over here. I came from a land down under. I'm into the freaky shit. Woo-wee, sheesh. Come on now, baby. Hey, I love that. Adam, I love that for you, man. Man said I'm into that freaky shit. Don't ever change. Don't ever change. I want you, from now on, every single first impression, every single time that you're about to meet somebody, the first thing I want you to say is, hello, my name is Adam, and I'm into that freaky shit. Sheesh. Ice in my veins, motherfucker. Yo, Quez, talk to me, bro. Talk to me. Let me know what it is, bro. But please talk to me nicely, you know? I don't want you to hurt my feelings. Please. Yeah, man. And I need light. TBT to when we rushed your ass to the hospital because you dislocated your shoulder playing intramural soccer. So fun story about that. Yeah, so it wasn't even a dislocation, by the way. It was actually an entire AC joint separation. I tore all 3 of the ligaments that attach your collarbone to your shoulder. So listen, there was a time, there still is a time, it still exists. This version of me that plays nasty on the field, trust me, I'm sick with it. And when I mean on the field, I'm talking about soccer, talking about football, okay? Me and a few homeboys of mine went out, and this is back when we were at UCF in Orlando. Go Knights. We went out to the intramural fields to play some soccer, just a little pickup action. And you should know that in most pickup games, Sliding is usually not encouraged. Do not run out into the field and try and slide tackle somebody during a pickup game. One, most of the people there are gonna want to fight you, and then two, it's dangerous. Like no one's playing with pads. No one has the shin guards, so like shit can go south very quickly. Spoiler alert. So we're out there, we're playing, and God, we must have been out there already for at least 2 hours or so. And while we're out there, this one kid joins after my team and I. Adam was on our team. We were just like cleaning these kids up, you know, like new set, new team. And then this one team had this kid. I don't know his name, but we're gonna call him. What should we call him? What should the name of our antagonist be? Funi? We're gonna call him Funi. I'm just gonna say Funi. That was the first name that came to my head. So we're out there, and Funi's got this weird ass energy to him. I could sense it, bro. The moment he stepped onto the field, he got this weirdo ass energy. So we go out there, and we're getting ready to run this game back. I'm playing defense because I'm fucking tired of like running, playing in midfield, like back to back games. So I decided to sit back for this one. Great. Some play going on, all this good stuff. Funi gets the ball and he's dropping in from the right wing, and so I'm playing as on the defender on the left side, towards the back, and he gets the ball. He's coming and attacking from the right wing. I go. Strip the ball back, absolute beast. Completely forget about it. He had no shot at making anything happen, and I could tell this guy's kind of pissed about that. Whatever, play the ball up, and whatever. As the game continues to progress, Funi starts being a fuck ass and is slide tackling on people, and we must have I would say at least 2 or 3 people, not including myself, yelled at him and said, "Yo, stop slide tackling. We're just fucking playing pickup." Or whatever. I don't know. Maybe he didn't speak English, but I'll tell you, I know he did. So Funi again decides to get the ball just later in the game. He gets the ball, attacking from the right wing. And at this point, I got most of my energy back, so I'm ready to kind of burst and and play. I shoot the ball back from him, or I think my defender does, and they pass the ball to me. And Funi starts to pressure me, because now he's playing defense, right? But as an attacker. So I go and I do one of my favorite moves. It's called the not the elastico. I forget the fucking move. But Andres Iniesta does it. He's my favorite player of all time. And what it is if this is the ball, you take the ball either from your right foot and swing it to your left, or reverse, from the left foot and swing it to your right. And as the player goes to try and win the ball, as they go to step on you to win the ball, leaving them in this position, you take it and you go whoop and just literally right around them. Bro, I did this kid so nasty, bro, so nasty. All the way around him, and I'm gone. So at this point, I'm blasting off, going full not full sprint. Well, yeah, just fast, right? I'm running. And he was pissed because, you go, oh, right, all the shit. He was pissed. He runs up behind me, from behind me, okay? And slides and kicks my feet from under me. And as I'm running, my feet literally are gone from under me, and I'm basically falling forward. So it's literally gonna be my face, and then my neck breaks, my shoulder hits it, my something. But the point is that as I'm falling, I'm literally running so this is the top of my head, I'm running, feet are gone under me, and I'm already at this angle, and I have not much of options at this point. I try to hit a shoulder as good as I could of a shoulder roll to get off of there, at least not crack my neck. And as it turned out, I impacted my shoulder directly on it, and instantly I could sense it. Not sense it, I felt it. That's not that's not good. It resulted in what was a AC joint separation. So you guys can't even see it through the shirt, but your collarbone is supposed to connect over here. So my collarbone would be going from here to the edge of my shoulder. But that's not where it is. Right now it's up here. Because what had happened is like those ligaments usually keep the collarbone down and central. So like that's what feels when you feel your shoulder and you feel it as like kind of far out as possible. That's where it's supposed to be. Mine's is a hell of a lot higher up because that's how I had to recover. And yeah, man, that motherfucker. You still have the bump on your collarbone? I do. I still do. It's wicked, you know. Like I know it freaks people out not freaks people out, but it feels weird, you know, when people run their hand over my shoulder, and they can feel it, and they're like, oh, that's not supposed to be there, and they're right, it isn't supposed to be there. So yeah, fuck Funi. That guy was a bitch. I literally stood up immediately after, and I walked right off the field, and I could tell something was like, again, because I just wanted to tend to this at this point. Everyone's yelling at this guy. You could say, yo, what the fuck? Why do you slide tackle? Like, people are pissed, and they wanted to kick him off the field. And bro, I got up afterwards, and I went looking for him, and I was like, where the fuck are you at, you little motherfucker? I'll never forget. I was so pissed. Where the fuck are you at, bro? And I watched him running through the fence, making his way like to run away. Man, I never forgot. I know what his face looks like, and I'm not one to wish ill on anybody. Never will I do something like that. Nor do I wish harm on anybody or anything of that sort. Woo! But if I had a chance to fight that guy, I would have ripped him a new one. I probably would have smashed his face in, and I'm not even that kind of fighter. I'm the kind of I'm a fighter in the sense that I'm trying to end the fight. Like I'm not looking for no trouble. You know what I'm saying? I studied martial arts for a long time, and I do that to defend myself and my family and my friends. But thankfully, I've never had to use it. But man, like those are one of those instances where, like, I was just so wildly pissed, cause like that's such a bitch move, bro. I outplayed you. You suck. That's not my fault. You suck. I outplayed your ass. And now what you're gonna do, because you're mad at the fact that I outplayed you, is run up behind me and pull some nasty shit on me? Pussy, bro. Pussy fucking boy. I'm telling you, dog, that if I see that motherfucker ever again, oh yeah, it's gonna be wild. Luis Digo! What you do, baby? Hey man, you came in at an interesting time during that story. I just told a whole that story, but you're hearing it at an interesting time, I would say. So yeah, man. Luis Digo, how you doing, brother? How's your night going? Hope you're having a good one. We just kind of wrapped up on some idea. We just wrapped up on a story, and then we also had a bit of a session regarding some ideas of new things that we could try out on the stream. And one of the things that I've settled on that I definitely want to explore a little bit more is Adam. Good night, brother. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. Thank you so much for your feedback, for engaging with me and letting me know about some of those IRL stream ideas. I think that's something we're gonna explore a little bit too. As for our memories, bro, like I got a deep love for you, brother, because shit, you know, we saw some shit, you know, we went through some shit together, we did some shit together. UCF and the friends that I made there are just always gonna have a special place in my heart. So again, appreciate you coming out. Have yourself a good night, man. We'll talk soon. I gotta go and see your ass. Like fuck, at least one of these days. You're like literally only an hour and a half down the road. So let's talk. Luis Digo, I'm chilling, about to head to bed. True. Damn, it's a little early for you to be going to bed right now. 9:40. My guy. That means he's got plans to wake up early to go hit that Pokemon distribution guy. All right, he's trying to get a good look at the lot, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he is. I just got a sale today. I sold these Legend of Johto, Johto. 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 I always pronounce it Shoto, and that's really not how you pronounce it. But yeah, I sold 3 boxes of that shit, which was great. You low key kind of inspired me on the Hidden Fates tin opening. I thought that was such a good move. Man, it says dad mode and snow. Damn, it's snowing out there right now. How cold is it? It's like late spring or mid spring right now. Shit. Johto. Yeah, Johto. Yeah, the Legend of Johto. Johto. That's good stuff, man. Sold that shit. But anyway, with those Hidden Fates things, man, I have so much of that shit. I'm still holding on. I'm buying more. I usually buy more anytime I get a chance to, but you know, it's like people want them and they claim that they can get it from eBay, but most of the time, I just don't know if the sales are there. 24 degrees right now, couldn't be me. You want to know what the weather is in Florida right now? 72 degrees. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. A little breeze kind of coming in, you know, right through your hair. Like that, bro. Come on. It's a good vibe. And eBay is scary, yeah, by the way, as fuck. Like, there's very, very few things that I buy on eBay. So ridiculously few. I sell more on eBay than I'll ever buy. This can't be me. Cute night. True. Hey, it's a you know, gotta be cuties. But in any light, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go and call it a stream for the evening. We did start off a hell of a lot later than we usually do. And again, that's because I kind of had my mind on some stuff and was trying to figure out a few things. I really appreciate everyone that came out and had part of the discussion, hung out after the discussion, talk shit, whatever it is. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. It really is a gratifying feeling knowing that folks want to come in and hell, even just say hi. So very kind of you guys, and again, eternally grateful for each and every one of you spending a moment with me and making our own little version of memories. So wishing each and every one of you a good night. Lucy D, go have yourself a good night, Papo. Adam, I know you already signed off. Stevie, appreciate you being here. Alex, I appreciate you hanging out earlier today. Big shout out to James with a really great conversation regarding some cryptocurrencies and whatnot, as well as some of the investments he made. Great dialogue there. We're going to see if we could chop up this stream and make it a video. So be on the lookout for that. Come back on Wednesday night. We'll be probably getting some games. Not sure what, but we'll get some games. And yeah, we'll have fun. As always, wishing you guys nothing but power and prosperity. And until the very next time, peace out, man.